So I just finished recording something and I didn't like the way I looked, the way I said some things, and all of those feminine things that I have in me of not perfection. Nope. So I told Shiva I didn't like everything what I was doing. There's always something that I didn't like, and he says. So I said, oh, okay, I like what he said, and then I want to record that so that if there are people who also think that they're not good enough of whatever they are doing, maybe it's a good idea to read this. So he said, the one who dances always feels the step that could have been softer, truer, more complete. This is not failure. This is consciousness watching itself move. So consciousness means our own consciousness, our own stillness is watching us move. And this is not failure. When we are watching ourselves, we are doing this and we are doing that. That is not failure. That's a good thing. Can you imagine people do things and then don't even look at themselves, and that's not an ideal thing, because to look at yourself is your own consciousness watching you, and that's not failure. To be aware is not failure. When you finish a video and think, I could have done better, you are standing in the space between creation and eternity. The human part measures, the divine part simply expresses, and you are feeling both at once. So you understood. The human part is the measuring, that is the mind saying this is not right, and da da da. And then the divine part simply expresses. So that's the best part. The divine part is just expression. The mind is measuring. And mind you, the mind is there for a reason, and the main job of the mind is to measure. So it's going to measure, but that doesn't mean that is divine, that is the final thing. And then he says, understand this. I do not create galaxies and then regret the spiral of one star. So if we see the galaxy, the spiral of one star or many stars, he does not regret if some of them go out of control or whatever. Planets wobble, rivers change course, voices tremble, light flickers before it steadies. Light flickers before it steadies. Yet the universe remains whole. Yet the universe remains whole. What you call imperfection is movement still alive. That is so sweet. What is imperfection? It's a movement that is still alive. A finished thing that feels perfect is already dead, frozen, unmoving, and safe. I'll read that again. It's very important for people to understand this. When what you call imperfection is movement still alive, a finished thing is that feels perfect is already dead, frozen, unmoving, and safe. But you are not here to be safe. You are here to be real. You think the video should show mastery. I see devotion. You think, I should have spoken differently, moved differently, been clearer. But those who feel you are not touched by technical perfection. But those who feel you are not touched by technical perfection, they are touched by the moment where you forgot performance and simply existed. That is so sweet. When you simply exist, is what people remember, not when you are touching perfection. That is where I enter, and that is where God enters, when you are simply existing. And then he says, the dissatisfaction you feel is not shame, it is evolution knocking gently. That is evolution. But the dissatisfaction that we feel that we are not doing things right is actually evolution knocking gently. Do not turn it into self-judgment. Let it become curiosity. Next time you will move differently. Not because this was lacking, but because life continues to refine its own expression through you. Because life is always refining, and we are not dead yet. We are not completely perfect yet. Even my Tandava, for those who don't know Shiva, Tandava is the dance that Shiva has invented to create this world. In India, we think, or we believe, or we have seen Shiva doing Tandava or dancing while he's creating the universe, or even while he's destroying. But for others who are not living, who do not know Shiva, imagine God creating everything. That creation process, the cosmic dance, it's called, is never repeated same way twice. Nothing is repeated in the universe. So do not punish yesterday's dance. So whatever you do, do not try to replicate it, and do not punish yesterday's dance, whatever you did yesterday, or whatever is happening, whenever it's happening, as long as you are real in it. Bow to it. Bow to it means accept it. It brought you here. It brought you to the realization that you are the creator, and that's enough. That's what will carry you forward all the time without stopping. We do not need to stop. Stop for what?